welcome to Cityline. It is great to be with you. We are zooming from my kitchen into your home or to your workspace, and we have a great hour ahead of us. Later on, we'll be talking with Christina Vega from Blue Cactus Press. She is here to talk about what Blue Cactus Press does in our community, and they are a publishing force to be reckoned with, so you don't want to miss that. No Corin is here with Tacoma Opera to talk about their return to the stage. Yes, it's happening. With Tacoma City Ballet, they'll be at the Urban Grace stage, which has just been remodeled, so you don't want to miss that segment. Duke Paulson, oh, that man has my heart. Tacoma Rescue Mission is here to talk about how they weathered all the sub-zero temperatures and also what is coming up for them in the next few months and how you can volunteer and help those who are unhoused. The Humane Society will be here with their pet of the week. And right now is somebody that, well, I have to tell you, just huge crush, huge fangirl crush on. I watched this person run a campaign that was flawless. And then I watched her being sworn in to her new position. I am talking about our new Tacoma City Council member at large, Position 6, that Lillian Hunter used to have. Congratulations and welcome, Kiara Daniels.
Hi, thank you for having me this morning. That was a beautiful introduction.
Well, honey, you are worthy of it and then some. So, Kiara, tell us a little bit about your background before we get into the who, what, where, and why did you decide to run?
Yeah. I mean, my background is pretty normal. You know, I'm just a Tacoma girl. I grew up here. I went to school at I went to Hunt and I went to the School of the Arts. And so, and I went to Foss for a year too. So I've kind of experienced all different parts of Tacoma. I went to Evergreen State College. I went to Tacoma and I went to the Olympia campus for my master's. And so kind of throughout that time, I've been working. I have done every single job that you could name, right? I have been a worker bee for a long time. And after school, I kind of got into nonprofit work and I got into figuring out that service is really my passion. And that is like, it's a lifestyle for me. And that has led me really to where I am now. It got a hold of me and it wouldn't let go.
Oh, my goodness, that needs to be on a business card somehow. That was just so perfect. So obviously, as I said, you were elected to the Tacoma City Council in November of 2021. What inspired you to run? Was it, because when you identify that service is your passion, it's your reason for being, did it lead you to think, where can I do that in the best, most effective place? Or was it just someone said, you should run for office?
Yeah, it was a little bit of both. I think that I've always been like a leader, but I really, really, really enjoyed leading from the back or leading kind of from second and kind of just being an assist and helping others to do their best as a leader. Mm. And what I really was thinking and what I have been seeing was this new generation of leaders that's coming up, and that it kind of inspired me to think that maybe I don't have to play the assistant. Maybe I don't have to, do this thing that I've done so well. Maybe I can kind of come out and step in the front. And maybe if I do that, maybe it'll inspire others to want to do something bold or inspire others to do something, challenge yourself in a different way. Previous to that, folks had always asked me, and the answer was always, absolutely not. I'm so comfortable where I am. I love it here. And, 2020 kind of hit us really hard. And that was where it hit me that if I have this thing that's burning inside of me, and I really have this responsibility to go out and really show what I can do and show my love for the city.
Oh, boy. And it shows all over you and everything that you do. you are the at-large position 6th council member. And what that means, I didn't know about this until Lillian came on and she was saying goodbye and she was talking about her time on the city council. It is an at-large position, which means you have to have your eyes on everything in the community. You don't have just one district. You've got a lot to look at. So what inspired you to represent the city as a whole versus just perhaps focusing on, let's say, District 2?
That's a good question. And I don't think I get it asked enough. You know, I think the things that I know, the things that I care about and that I'm really interested in working on are not just district things, right? We have wonderful people that I live in Hilltop, and I have a wonderful person that represents Hilltop. And where I was feeling like I could do the most work is with some of the issues that are less localized, some of the things that kind of that affect Tacoma as a whole, right? So housing, small business, those are the things that we're talking about. Safety, we're talking about that in every single neighborhood. And those are the things that I'm really passionate about and that I'm excited to help lead in.
I love that. Part of your background while serving as a volunteer for the Northwest Leadership Foundation, which I loved that organization.
Yes.
You adopted a mantra, love your city, yes. Which I think you were so ahead of your time. Explain, what does that mean to you, or what did it mean to you at the time?
Yeah, that came straight from NLF, and that was really kind of the beginning of my service journey. That was, I did this program called Urban Leaders in Training, and I was just, kind of finding myself at the time, and I really had no idea that I was going to embark on this lifelong journey of service. And, that was the motto that we went by there. And what I have interpreted to me is that love is really, mature love. The love that I'm experiencing for Tacoma at my age now is one that's maturing, and one that is, I can appreciate Tacoma for the water, and I can appreciate Tacoma for the hills and all of the beautiful things that we have here. But what does it look like for me as a resident and as someone who says they love their community to really show that and really, making love an action word and a verb, and what does that look like for me, right? And for me, that means leadership. That means for me, loving on the community and loving on my neighbors, making sure that we are supported and that we have a whole community.
And obviously you've done that, and you've shown that very well, because January 17th is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. Yes. And in 2020, you were the recipient of the Dr. MLK Jr. Emerging Leader Award, which, man, talk about winning the prize. So how has his work influenced you? That 2020 was an interesting year. And I think that moment in time was that moment for me that I said, oh, okay, this was the vision, right? I don't know if he knew at that point that he would be a catalyst for someone like me to be able to serve. And I'm sure that was probably something in his wildest dream, but I was so honored in that moment to be able to continue a legacy, right? And the thing that I so appreciate about Dr. Martin Luther King is that he really left us with enough legacy, enough information, enough stories, enough that it wasn't really just about him. It was about an entire community leading together, leading us out of, we're still working on some things, but right, we're working on civil rights. We're still working on equity. We're working on these big things, and everyone was encouraged really to do it where they were at. So we had leaders that were playing different positions, right? And the dream really didn't end with him. It really kept moving, and it was just kind of the beginning of a movement that is never going to end. No, it's not. And I know as a privileged white woman that it is our responsibility to wake up from that dream and to start actively being a part of the solution. So when Mayor Woodard says we are an anti-racist city, we mean it.
Yes, and everybody has a part to play in that. You have a part to play. I've got my part to play, and we have to work together to get this thing done.
Yes, we do. Speaking of playing parts, I know that there are many and you're going to hear what I'm going to ask you in a second, but what are your top 3 goals that you'd like to focus on as a brand new council member?
Ooh, that's good. You know, they fluctuate. It feels like almost every week or every day thinking about the things that are kind of coming at us. And I think I'll start with the things that were true to me when I decided to run. And that was to make sure that we have a Tacoma that is housed. We have a Tacoma that has homes. We have a Tacoma where everybody has a place to be. And I believe that will help us get to my second goal of being a more safe Tacoma, right? When people have places to live, when they have places to be, that automatically creates a safer situation for everybody. And, you know, safety can look like a lot of things. And I want it to mean the same thing in all of our communities. I want everybody to feel safe in Tacoma. And then the third is I'm really passionate about small business. If I hadn't have been roped into service so early, I probably would have been a businesswoman. And, you know, who knows what I'll do later, but I have this burning energy in me to help others to create businesses, especially to support our underrepresented businesses. I'd love to see our local businesses thriving. I'd love to see us have a really like an expanded cultural, creative scene in Tacoma. And I feel like we are the perfect place to do that. We have the most amazing creative people here. And I feel like if we support them, we will really be a destination that folks want to come to.
Oh, I love that. And when you said, you know, you would have been a businesswoman, you are a businesswoman.
I try.
Your product is passion, integrity, intelligence, and a wonderful vision for our city. So you bring a lot to the table, Councilmember Daniels, you do.
Thank you. Thank you. That's good. I might have to put that on my Instagram.
I think you should. I'll send it to you, okay? I want to say thank you so much for being with us today. You are just inspirational. And I try to never miss a study session or a council meeting, and I'm always hitting the hearts and sending messages. So I'm going to see you
yes, you
on the
will.
flip side on your next council meeting next week, my dear. But until then, thank you so, so very much. And please don't be a stranger. I want to have you back on soon.
I absolutely will be here anytime. Thank you.